Peace. This is Brother Hatim, and you have joined us on Giami Journey Radio. Be sure to check out our site and subscribe at tribe.giamijourney.com.
All my brothers and sisters, hold hands and bow your heads. Let us pray. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth amongst the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? I say, defend the poor and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and the needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of court. I have said, ye are God, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Allahu Akbar.
This is Kadar Franks, and you are now listening to the Giami Journey Radio.
Keep up with the journey. Check out what we have done in the past. Go to journeyarchives.com.
This is Adnan Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Giami Journey Radio.
Be sure to follow Giami Journey on Facebook, Google Plus, and Twitter. Check us out. Join the journey.
This is Adnan Sheik, aka Ace, live from Shisha Lounge, and you are now listening to Giami Journey Radio.
You are now listening to Giami Journey Radio with Monica. Enjoy.
This is Melina, and this is Giami Journey Radio.
This is Willie. Welcome to Giami Journey Radio. I want to give a shout out to Silver Kevin, all my Silver Nation out there. I want to give a shout out to my mom. I want to give a shout out to my dad for raising me and my family for being around me. And I want to give a shout out to the people of my generation that's trying to do something big.
This is Cleveland, and you're listening to Giami Journey Radio.
Peace, Hotep. It's Mansour Hotep, aka Mr. Deity. Mr. Deity, does it sound good? I think it sounds great. Right now, you listening to Giami Journey Radio.
If you're not adding anything to the culture that you claim, you don't deserve to carry his name. This is Brother Hatim coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Giami Journey Radio. Shouts out to the Giami tribe, Giami family. Stand up. Peace. If you're not adding anything to the culture that you claim, you don't deserve to carry his name. This is Brother Hatim coming at you live, and you are now listening to the Gianni Journey Radio. Shouts out to Gianni Tribe, Gianni family. Stand up.
And you are now listening to Gianni Journey Radio. Peace.
This is Gina.
This is Gina.
And you are now
You listen to my daddy.
on Gianni
Journey
Radio. Peace.
Peace.
My, how time flies. This is Brother Hatim at you live, coming live from the Seashore Lounge in Columbus, Ohio. Sitting up here, it's hot as hell, but it's better than, I guess that's better than being cold as hell. But hey, it doesn't matter. This is Pissed Off Saturday. It seems that life decides to come at me, and when it comes at me, I have to adjust. I have to make adjustments. I know y'all like that is a long intro, but I want to make sure that I send love out to those that send love to me. I try to make sure that all the artists that are around me, if they have something to share, whether it's artwork or music, or anything that I can share on my podcast, I'm trying to share, because if I come up, we come up. You know what I'm saying? So, I need people to understand that. So, yeah, you're going to listen to all of Orange 82 music they send me. I love that song. I've had enough, which is kind of sets the thing for me. You know what I'm saying? I came in, I was all hyped up about doing the show yesterday, and some things happened. And being what would be called a homesteader, I have to, I'm settled in, so I have a family, and sometimes what is needed around the house takes precedence, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully there's other men out there that go through the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a struggle. It's a struggle raising a family. It's a struggle being in a relationship, being married is a struggle, but the struggle makes us stronger. We learn something about ourselves and about others all the time, you know what I'm saying? Men, your wife is one of your best master teachers. You learn a lot of stuff from some of the shit that they do, you know what I'm saying? So, it don't do no good to complain, you know what I'm saying? As my teachers taught me when I was going through my military training, when your ass is on the battlefield and you crawling across a field and you're being fired at, keep your head down. And I have definitely learned that from marriage. You know what I'm saying? Some shit is just good to keep your head down, because if not, you're going to get shot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm crossing the minefield and the firing line of life. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I just have to put my head down. So for those that was meeting me up at the Shisha Lounge and I wasn't able to come, I try to be a man of my word. I apologize. I didn't get a chance to get the message out because I was dealing with my own emotions. Understand it, and I need people to understand. Brother Hatim have issues too. I know a lot of people call me and depend on me to be a pillar in certain situations, but sometimes I react to things that come at me in an inappropriate way, and it ends up messing up more things. You know what I'm saying? We got to realize that our lives are like a rock that's been thrown in a pond, and the ripples that come from us flow through the waters of life and touch everybody around us and set off other things.
in another good analogy is like your life is like one of those domino setups. When you drop the domino, all the other dominoes fall. We got to realize that everything that happens around us causes chain reactions that go out and affect everything in our world. And before I get too deep into my pissed offness, before I get off into my passivity of Saturday and not being able to go on Fridays and go in because I feel my muse rolling down up on me. You know what I'm saying? It's about to go down, y'all. Feel it. I'm getting hot. Sitting up here in front of this mic because y'all know that all it takes is for you to throw the mic up in my face and I'm about to go the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of shit going on in the world. There's a lot of false flags, a lot of protesting, a lot of violence that's just brewing up around us, a lot of shit that's happening that I got to talk about. First, I need to talk about those things that I love. Now, for those of you that's listening to me and caught me on Facebook or maybe caught me on my blog at GiamiJourney.com, I just posted up. And those of you that want to talk to me, because I haven't figured out how to do the Skype thing yet. You know, although I've been podcasting for a while, I'm still a baby in the game, so I'm not really able to get phone calls yet. But I have a feeling that in 2015, I'm gonna get the expertise around me or develop the expertise myself to be able to podcast and be able to have people call into the show and stuff like that. Maybe we might elevate the game and start doing something on Google Plus. But I really don't have a face for video, so I'm not really trying to get on video all the time. You know, I'll do it, but you know, I got to have the right team around me so I can make sure that everything is working right. Because what's beautiful about the podcast, I could control the environment. And that's something I'm gonna get into, controlling the environment, controlling what you can control. All right, because we're moving into a time where that's going to be very important. But before I get off into that, I posted up on my timeline a GoFundMe Preston 16, and that's one of my brothers, and we're trying to raise the funds now. His wife has identified a lawyer that she wants to use, and he's an expensive lawyer, so he don't want to be posted on the piece, so of course I have to just have it all come to me, and y'all have to trust me that I'm gonna do that. But I'm gonna stand up, dude. Google me if you don't. I'm shit. You know what I'm saying? There's very few people out in the community that does what I do and been doing what I do as long as I do, or have done, or been doing. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? It's like boom. I have nothing to gain from this. None of that money is coming to me. None of that money is paying for anything that I'm doing because I support myself. I support myself with my work. You know what I'm saying? And for me, in a lot of instances, my word is my bond. I ain't gonna say even a lot of instances. I try to make my word my bond. And when I'm not able to do that, I love having people around me that can correct me on that. I might be upset for a second, but then when I think about it, you know what I'm saying? Because we gotta allow people the space to be upset. Well, anyway, I'm trying to raise funds. For those that don't know, my brother Preston was arrested and in a sense convicted in a trial about some business scandals, and I can't really go into it because of the case and because of the people that may be hurt. Like I said, we're dominoes, and I'll cause a domino effect if I start shouting names. But those that's been listening to my show, there's always one product that I start off with, and that product was a brainchild of Preston Harrison and his business partner. All right. Now, my issue with the whole trial is that they had public defenders, and having public defenders or public pretenders, I don't believe that their case was given the hearing that it was needed. You know what I'm saying? They called no witnesses. The trial took about 3 days, and now my brother locked up. So what I want is, I want a lawyer that could go in, get another trial, and present their side of the story. You know what I'm saying? And then let the decisions be made. Because like I said, man, I understand the game. It's all about telling stories. You know what I'm saying? Those of you that listen to me because I'm able to tell a story that you like to hear. It ain't a lot of y'all, but it's enough of y'all that like the stories. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, my most popular podcasts are ones based on stories. And we sit around, we listen to music. What is music doing? The music that we like tell us a story, and we can feel a story, we can associate with the story. What about the movies? The movies we go and spend money to watch or to rent tell us a story. You know what I'm saying? And we vibe with the story, and in vibing with the story, we pay them our money. You know what I'm saying? What about the books we read? Oh, stories. What about the newspapers and the news? It's the stories, and the ones that are the best at putting the story together and the best at, in a sense, putting their advertisements out are the ones that get our attention. So I also understand that a lawyer's job is to tell your client's story. And the piece that I'm stuck on is that my brother and his business partner and his wife's story was not told. And in their story not being told, the jury who didn't understand, who usually don't understand laws, you can explain the laws to them, but people go to law school for 4 years and learn the rules and learn the laws and learn how to manipulate the laws and learn how to manipulate the stories so that the people will vote in their way. If your case is not presented, you do not get a fair trial. I am contending that my brother did not get a fair trial. And I'm sticking to that shit. And I'm going to raise this money. Now, I don't have 50 G's to drop on him, you know, because I know the retainer is 5 G's, but I'm trying to help him pay for the whole trial because I understand without a shot of without that the trial alone, the retainer just paid for the lawyer, you know what I'm saying? But we got the trial after that, and since he's been locked up and all his assets have been frozen, and in fact have been frozen for about 3 years, and this is something that y'all really got to understand. When these motherfuckers come after you, regardless of whether they got a case or not, they can freeze your assets. What that means is that you have no capital to live off. So for the last 3 years, possibly, my brother has been living on fumes, right? Stood his ground and refused to take a plea bargain because he believed and he knew that if people heard his story, he would be acquitted, he would be declared innocent. And I tried to get him on my show, but he never wanted to come on because his lawyers advised him not to publicize the story before he went to court. And I understand that. But my problem is, after not publicizing your own story, you expect the motherfuckers that's going to represent you to get up in court and to tell your story. No, he had lawyer after lawyer string him out. They dried up all the money, and now he had to depend on a public pretender or a group of public pretenders to defend his case. And we all know that public defenders, right, are trying to possibly get you through as fast as they can because they already are overloaded. I don't give a damn about your case. It'd be so much easier for me if you just take this plea, even if you're not innocent, even if you're not guilty. That's our justice system. Justice now is not based on whether or not you're innocent or not. It is whether or not you got enough money to get your story out there. And I'm trying to help this brother raise the money, get the story out here. So I'm sending out a shot and love to PJ Preston Harrison and his family. You can go to GoFundMe /Preston16. I put Preston 16 because that was his number when he played football for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So go and check out the story and look for some of the holes in the story. See, I won't read the news clippings, but I want you to follow the whole story. I want you to follow the fact that he was never called to the stand. His partner was never called to the stand. His wife was never called to the stand. No witnesses on their side of the case was ever called to the stand. How the fuck do you build a story and convince a bunch of jurors who are lay citizens who don't know the laws and don't know whether something is truly proven or not? How do you convince a jury if your story is never heard? So now we got to pay for somebody We need a storyteller to go up in there and tell his story, build it out. You know what I'm saying? Closing arguments, opening arguments, and closing arguments don't do shit. It's the middle part. It's the middle part that where the narrative is formed. The beginning sets it. In the middle, the arc is built, and at the end, the conclusion. We have proven to you, without a shadow of a doubt, by you listening to this story that I have read, that my client is innocent. And I want my brother to be able to face justice. You know what I'm saying? So now, this is Brother Hatim. Of course, you know, right now, that you are now listening to Gianni Journey Radio. This is a wonderful blowing them up. That's what we do here. Yo, check this out. All right, so that's shouts out to things I love. Unidade Capoeira. Boom. Those of you that's interested in the martial art, hit up Unidade Capoeira. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go and learn the martial art. Learn the martial art that comes from Africa. You know what I'm saying? Africa by way of Brazil. Go and learn it. You know, and learn to defend yourself. Led by Monitor Dentista, one of my brothers. Although I haven't heard from Dentista in a while, you know, I guess he's balling up in Cleveland. He just forgot about his brother down here in Columbus, but that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But I still send shouts out to Unidade Capoeira. Also, I want to thank Orange 82. Go to orange82.com. Check out their music. They donate music to my show. The opening song, I Had Enough, is one of their tracks, and they have a bunch of tracks. I call it surfer music. Go get that internet surfer music so that you can stay up on what's going on. Also, I want to send shouts out to Mr. Deity. Follow this brother at on Facebook. He's Mansour Sankofa Hotep. Go and follow him. Check in, see what he doing. Check out some of the new music that he's creating. And so now let's keep it moving. Speaking of Mansour, what I want to do now is I want to drop one of his tracks. This one is called Black Woman.
For you, I said this one's for you. I said this one's for you. I said this one's for you.
Mr. Diddy.
Let me start at the beginning. Way before the ratchetness, before they raped our women, way black in the time. A woman can't come from a man, so she birthed mankind. Through that holy yoni in between her legs, divine. You can see it from this angle with the Eurocentric mind. You've been trained well, so your future is behind. Take a look around, girl, the truth ain't hard to find. See that white standard of beauty got you bleaching your mind. For 400 years they said you was ugly, but you're fine. Shit, more than fine. Got a beauty they can't match even. Brains too strong and wise like Queen Sheba. Most can't deal with your strength, that's why they still beat ya. Took you out the Holy Trinity, but still need ya. Back to black consciousness is where I'm trying to see ya. I'm a Tsar, you're a set, on the throne is where I keep ya. Black woman. Most of us think your position is minuscule. Cook, clean, serve, all you was put here to do. Not realizing these qualities were put into you. cause your leadership skills are natural. Don't believe me, Queen Nzinga led the war against them crackers, fool. My people sleep, so I teach, that's what a master do. Grew up with visions of chauvinistic theatricals. Now it's my mission to grab the culture and get back to you, so we can show the seeds what it is they have to do. Break the chains, runaway slave, they coming after you. Keep the men and women at odds and take the child too. Make sure she have more than one baby daddy, yeah, that'll do. 400 years later, no savior, they Willie lynched you. So take a listen, black woman, let me heal you. Any man that breaks you down really fears you. My elder Shabaka say what the women do, the men will do. So when you start the revolution, we right here with you. Some swear the black woman ain't shit. I say this queen is everything, even the ratchets. You just forgot who you are. I'ma help you remember. You're the mother of civilization. From the light-skinned hue to those darker than blue. Black woman, I never turn my back on you. You're beautiful without that perm. You're a queen without that weave. Love yourself, cause sister, I love you. Respect yourself, cause sister, I respect you. Apologies to those I disrespected before my mind was free. Let's take it back to go forward like Sankofa. Ride with me. She was here when we was kings, chilling on the throne. Proper placement up. Most respected, her needs never neglected, embracing her higher consciousness, the true essence, the procreator. From her I got my best blessing. My life she manifested, I'm forever indebted to her collection. Can't objectify her, she's more than breast and flesh skin. Think not, then you need correction of your perception. I'm talking about the first wonder of the world's possessions. Here for more than cooking and cleaning. Without her, man wouldn't truly experience being. Don't doubt her goddess ability of honing fertility. Just love her and preserve her identity. The black woman, when I see her, something gets into me. Beautiful inspiration like a pyramid. Amazing, brings out the best of me on occasion. They made her forget who she was, that's why I made this. Next time you're riding with your daughter, brother, play this.
Peace, yo, I'm back. Yo, that was Mansour Sankofa Hotep, also known as Mr. Deity, and that was Black Woman. I said, we need you, girl. We need you to come back because some of the shit that I'm saying is just not making sense. It's not making sense. You know what I'm saying? And black women, I need y'all to understand, even though a majority of my listeners are not black women, you know what I'm saying? Or women, period. I don't know what the fuck that's about. But anyway, hey, listen. We need you to start stepping up. You know what I'm saying? Our civilization began with single mothers. And I ain't talking about this slave shit. I'm talking about when you go all the way back in time. You know what I'm saying? Single mother, spiritual father. You know what I'm saying? And the piece is that you was able to build a great civilization from that shit. You turned your son from a boy into a prince. You know what I'm saying? And that prince eventually became a king. And we could do that shit again, but it requires, because this is where I probably get a lot of flack. It requires the woman to adopt a principal system and pass that principal system on to the kids. And I mean, because I hear black women, I got enough on my shoulders. Yeah, but you need to get some goddamn principles on your shoulders. Get some principles on your head rather than some of that hair that I'm saying, because some of this shit is just getting outrageous. Get some fucking principles, because even if you are single, if you raise up your children up under a principle system and give them a spiritual foundation. I ain't say religious, I said a spiritual foundation. You know what I'm saying? And you can start that. Don't matter what age you start. It's best to start young. But if they are still in elementary school, you still got a chance. And in doing that, what you will do, you will catapult our people in one generation from where we are to where we should be. I'm guaranteeing you, because when I'm studying the success and all the shit that I'm looking at, and I'm studying the principles, and I'm studying the proverbs and the quotes from all those that have done something great. It all comes from people who live principled lives. Let me say that again. It comes from people who live principled lives. Now, the principles you might not agree with. You see what I'm saying? That they live it. But the PC is, they have a certain set of principles that they do not violate. They're not negotiable. And we have to start instilling this into our children. And who better to instill it than the first deity in that child's life? Because the child don't come out praying to God. The child comes out praying to mama. The child looks for nurturing from the mama. The child looks for sustenance from mama. So that child, for all intents and purposes, is the goddess. And that child, along with taking your milk, pick up a lot of other things from you. The father don't have that type of connection that you have. So even if the father there, his influence in the first few years of that child's life, I'm not going to say are insignificant, but does not compare to yours. So you have a, it's not even a big burden. I want you to say that you have a blessing on your head that you have allowed to become a curse, because you believe that you need to get out here and do some of this shit that some of these dumb niggas is doing. Listen to me. We all know that men are fucked up in our society. We know that. So why would you want to try to put yourself on par with motherfucking idiots? If we know this, if we know that the baby daddy ain't shit, what that got to do with you instilling principles in the child? Why would you want your child to go around somebody that's not shit? It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? So listen, sit your ass down, sit your ass down and start not only understanding or getting principles, but start to understand them and practice them, and watch the changes that occur in your life. You know what I'm saying? Not just the life of that child, but watch what happens when you start living a principled existence. Your life will change. I ain't saying you're going to get rich. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm practicing principles and I ain't rich. You know what I'm saying? But you will have a clarity that you have never had before. You know what I'm saying? Women, let me say this for these dudes out here. Listen, you have a choice. You always have a choice. Even when a motherfucker try to rape you and violate you, you always have a choice in a situation. And the choice that I try to lay out for y'all is that y'all can either become notches in a nigga's belt, or you could become Jews in their crime. It's your choice. If a motherfucker's coming to you and only offering you to be a notch in his belt, you know what I'm saying, and you want more, then you need to walk away. You need to walk away. You know what I'm saying? But if I've discussed this over and over and over again. I can't make it no clearer. You know what I'm saying? The future of where we're going is being guided by the woman. And I'm not telling brothers to step back. I'm telling brothers to step up. And that's the conversations I have with the young men that I'm working with and some of the brothers that are part of Gianni. Right? That's that. You know what I'm saying? I'm building men. I'm building warriors. We're going to get into that. But yo, let me, I digress. I'm laughing because I took on a new moniker. I was the urban shaman, which I still am, the hip hop philosopher, And now I am the Hotep Hobo because I heard this shit being passed around on the internet, and I like that shit. I am the Hotep Hobo. Hotep, Hotep, Hotep. You know what I'm saying? See, because, you know, motherfuckers kind of made it popular, at least for me. You know what I'm saying? At first, I was upset when I heard motherfuckers saying that because I was like, damn, is these motherfuckers talking about me? I'm not in a personal way, but in how I choose to live my life. And I said, cool. I like that. I could take some shit, define it for myself, and use it. Because in our society, some of the freest people that you will ever meet are hobos. You know what I'm saying? They're not caught up in a lot of illusions that other motherfuckers have. They out every day getting it. If they don't do no work that day while they're traveling and on the train tracks or whatever the fuck hobos do nowadays, maybe some of them at the airport, I don't know. But if they don't get out and get it, they don't get it. You see what I'm saying? They understand their place in the world and they deal with it. And that's how I've been. But this is what I want to say to those motherfuckers that's saying that may take that as an insult. If somebody call you a Hotep Hobo, the first thing you got to think about is this. Hotep is a peace, but it's a little bit deeper than just peace like we say peace. Because when you go to the hieroglyphic for Hotep, Hotep is a loaf of bread with a mat on top of it, right? And what that means is that as a person that practices Hotep, the thing that you offer all those that come to you, all those, because you never know, because our people have traditionally believed that the Creator visits us. You know what I'm saying? We're not isolated from the Creator, and we see the Creator in everything around us, but every now and then the Creator concentrates itself in one form and it comes to visit you, and you never know when it might be that hungry child with the dirt on his face and the snot in his nose. You never know when it might be the doctor that you're seeing. You never know if it might be the stranger that's on the road that just happened to knock on your door. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be able to offer everybody that come to you some food and a place to rest. Right? So you can't be broke doing that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to be a hobo to do that, but I kind of like how it sounds, Hotep Hobo. I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I know I have treated more people, I have treated and helped more people than most of the motherfuckers that's talking this shit right now. So it don't make no difference to me. So I'll be the Hotep Hobo. That's what the fuck I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Because I have traveled around. I have slept on floors. I have slept, you know, in motels and shit. Living the hobo lifestyle. You know, Hotep. Me being able to say Hotep has flown me to California. Me being able and understanding Hotep has been able to get me to New Mexico. Me being able to say Hotep has got me to New York. It done got me to Santa Cruz. It done got me down south, and it done protected me everywhere I went. So yeah, I'll be the Hotep Hobo because I know how that shit works. I know the magic, nigga. I'm one of those ancient magicians. You know what I'm saying? In a modern cloak. So motherfuckers can say what they want, but until you really understand that shit, you see what I'm saying? Because until we understand and embrace the wisdom of our ancestors, and then start building, and then start updating it, we always gonna be lost. Because as I said in my last podcast, shaping your reality, you know what I'm saying? Out of the openness tree of life, and let me find a quote. I'm gonna find a quote for you while I'm pausing for a second. Let me do this. And also, let's welcome Brother D, the Traveler. He stepped in, so I'm going to give him the mic for a second. You know what I'm saying? You know, for however long, because it's my show. I can do it as long as I want. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can feel free to text me and shit. I hope, Giami Tribe, I hope y'all sending this out. I hope y'all sharing it on your timeline, because nobody respect our shit more than we respected ourselves. I'm out here broadcasting, I'm podcasting. You know what I'm saying? Share this shit. You know what I'm saying? Those that's on the journey, share it. You know what I'm saying? All right. But now, let me find that quote. And I want y'all to understand this shit. Ideas contain, project, and transmit energy. Conversely, they may stifle energies. Ideas determine attitudes. Ideas determine destiny. That is some deep shit from a short book. I mean, those of you that don't have this book, African Openings to the Tree of Life, you know what I'm saying? Compiled by Erskine Peters, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need to get that shit. Listen to it. This is a life-changing book. You know what I'm saying? I go back to this book at least once a year. This is a life-changing book. And once you start really reading it, and you start trying to apply, not even trying, because it's not even hard. Once you understand, because they got chapters on sacrifice in here, they got chapters on establishing life through knowledge of the energies. They have a chapter called the exercise of sacrifice, supplication, about praying. You know what I'm saying? The potent center. I mean, the shit is just, it's incredible how much information is compiled in this book, because the deepest part about the book is that it's not a lot of words, but the words that are in it paint pictures, tell stories. So when you listen to it, it takes you deeper. All right, but let me read that again for you, for some of the hard heads that it might have just totally shot over you. Ideas contain, project, and transmit energy. Conversely, they may stifle energy. Ideas determine attitudes. Ideas determine destiny. A simple idea. You see what I'm saying? Because now, let's look at it. It also say ideas can stifle energy. Black community, my people, what is stopping us from moving forward? You know what I'm saying? It's our ideas about our condition. It's our ideas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and our ancestors have said it over and over again. The brother that wrote the book, From Education to Miseducation, or Miseducation of the Negro. I can't remember the brother's name, but he says, after you train somebody, and I'm paraphrasing, after you train somebody for so long to enter through the back door, even when you take the back door from them, they will construct the back door so that they can come in. Black folks, we have been so used to going through the back door. We have been so used to going through the back door. The idea of us not being worthy to enter the front door is so strong. It hovers, this idea hovers over it. Let me read another quote, and then because I'm about to go in on y'all. I'm about to go to fuck off. Hold on, there's another quote in here. Ideas and symbols are in their own way living phenomena. Listen, ideas are living phenomena. Think about this shit. The ideas we have over our lives, right, are like the demons and the vampires out of the movies. These are things, these are living entities, and they hit you and they fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? If it's not right, it stifles you. Why? Because it's alive, and it's alive in your head. So some of the exorcisms that need to go on in our community ain't exorcisms for demons out of Bibles and shit like that. Is to exorcise some of these demon ideas that we have, right? Because remember what I taught y'all, the word demon means. Demon means of man. A demon is of man. It's the ideas that we carry. It's not necessarily a spiritual being from the outside, but think about it. A lot of ideas that we have about ourselves, about our situation, about how we can attain wealth, how we can hold on to wealth, have been put on us from the outside. And the ideas became real when we started embracing them. Because I want y'all to think about this. Dr. Boyce Watkins got a documentary coming out. I already purchased my copy. I suggest that everybody purchase your own. Dr. Boyce Watkins, you can look him up. He's doing a documentary called Resurrecting Black Wall Street, right? So now, one of the questions that I heard posed on one of my YouTube shows that I frequent often. The question was, if we got post-slavery syndrome, why didn't the individuals that built places like Black Wall Street, because Black Wall Street wasn't the only one, why were they able to create those type of places in the 30s and 40s. I want y'all to think about that. You know what I'm saying? Because you had prospering black communities that you had the remnants of right now in each city that we're in. For example, when I go to Columbus, I'm living in Columbus, right? Right where the expressway is, I know that's where the black community was. I go downtown and there's a salute to the black community that used to prosper here at the downtown library. You know what I'm saying? In every city, you find that there was a prospering black community, right? Somewhere along the line, between the 40s and right now, the idea that you was not worthy, the idea that you were not capable, the idea that you were not intelligent, the idea that you could lead yourself, the idea that your hair was unacceptable, the idea that you were supposed to be at the bottom was placed upon you. Because when we came out of slavery, hell no, we didn't do that, because you know the numbers show us. We learned how to read faster than any other population that ever came to this country. We was mastering the language. We was mastering education. We was opening schools for our own. You know what I'm saying? They didn't suffer from no post-traumatic slave syndrome. The post-traumatic slave syndrome came later because we started allowing other people's ideas of us to leak into us. You saw how somebody reacted to us, and that might have did something. You know, you saw how people was treating us, and that did something. We saw that our elders was begging and always conceding to white folks out of fear, and those ideas was planted. And now the ideas have fully manifested, and it has taken our set, right? It has taken our set, our black woman, the representation on earth of our set. It has taken her from queen to a ratchet hoe. That's how powerful ideas are. It'll take a goddess down. See, because I want you to understand this. Listen, black women, and I'm not just lying to you, but I need you to understand me. Listen, when you look at the mythology about Aset, this is the deepest shit about Aset. And I told y'all this before, and I'm going to keep on harping on this shit. Aset didn't start out as a goddess in some of the myths. Aset started off as a regular black woman who mastered her craft, and her craft was magic. And she mastered it to a point where her magic, through her magic, she was able to get Ra's secret name. And Ra was the head deity. And when she got Ra's secret name, she became divine. She outsmarted a god. She outsmarted one of the creator deities that all the other deities of the time bowed down to. A black woman did this. Right? And the piece that I'm trying to get to y'all is this. Black woman, you got to rise yourself up, because we got these little hair rules and hair rats. I ain't got it. We got these little hair rules and hair rats out here running around here without no goddamn sense. A matter of fact, we are not raising hair rules and hair rats. You know what I'm saying? We are raising little sets. You know what I'm saying? We are raising little sets. And that shit has become okay and acceptable. Little sets running around this motherfucker setting shit on fire, going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's our faults. Why? Because we allowed the black woman, in a sense, to think that her status was not enough. We allow other efforts like some of the feminism, some of this, you know what I'm saying, we all equal shit. No, we're not all equal. We're not all the same. You know what I'm saying? We're not. You know what I'm saying? We all have our roles. And a lot of people's problem in their life is that they have not accepted their role. You know what I'm saying? God blessed you as a woman. I wouldn't come back as a woman, not as an insult, but because of the responsibility and the power that comes with being a woman. That's why when you find a good man, he takes all your bullshit, because we realize who you are. Because at certain moments, you could predict shit that nobody else could see. You know what I'm saying? At certain times, you bring wisdom that is profound. You know what I'm saying? And at one time that you bring that shit is worth all the craziness that we're going through. But the thing that I know is once you start applying principles to your life, the craziness will go away. Once you understand, and like you look at things like polarity, and you look at the masculine and the feminine, and you see the role of the masculine, and you see the role of the feminine, and you start accepting that shit, and you start understanding your role in it, and you hook up with a man that understands his role in it, you two will work like the yin and yang symbol and create your world. You will build wealth. You will have a healthy and a powerful family. But it starts with you. You see what I'm saying? Start with you, because right now, a lot of these niggas my age, I can't even fuck with. I don't even talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I have a limited amount of friends and a limited amount of contacts. Outside of Simba and what I'm doing with the gathering, or was doing with the gathering, outside of that, you know what I'm saying? And outside of my immediate circle, I don't be fucking with nobody. You know why? Because it's a bunch of unprincipled sets out there. You know what I'm saying? That's looking for an opportunity to pounce and to destroy everything that I'm working with. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even supposed to get all off into that shit. But listen to it. The ideas as a group. Now, and we have to understand this. When an idea roots itself into a community, because our idea is like a virus, we pass it, and as a group we have a subconscious or a superconscious that these ideas infect, and when the superconscious of a people is infected, this idea automatically starts flowing down in us, and if you're not conscious of that shit, you don't know how to fight it. But the major way that we can fight it is by picking up some principles. What is it that you will do and will not do? I don't give a fuck how much money they give you. You know what I'm saying? What does a man or a woman gain by selling their soul? What do you gain? You know what I'm saying? If you have nothing that you stand for, if you have nothing that you are willing to place your life on, you are not living. And because we don't do that shit, and because we don't demonstrate that shit to our kids, right? They hook up with other niggas that have something that they're willing to die for. And because it's been created by youth up under the illusion that they can go no higher than the hood, is usually some negative shit. But what they see and what they respect is individuals that's willing to put their life on the line for some shit. That's some warrior shit. That's real. All right, I'm going to play some music for a second, give myself a break, and then I'm going to bring Brother D in. It looked like we're going to have a little extended shit. I told you I was pissed off. I'm pissed off. You see what I'm saying? I'm pissed off right now. And I don't even know why. But, you know, Spirit came on me. That's how it hits. So, this one is Ghost in the Shell by yours truly. Not yours truly, but Mr. Deity. Once again, follow him. He's on, or friend him on Facebook, Mansour Sankofa Hotep on Facebook. Check him out. Check out his music. And here we go.
Mr. Diddy.
listening to Giami Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Yep, I'm back. Yo, I'm joined by the traveling brother D, we have a long history together, and I know y'all like, damn, brother Hatem, you got a lot of fun with it. Well, I actually only got 2. I haven't asked y'all to buy any of my cups or no shirts and shit like that in a while. You know what I'm saying? But nation building costs a lot of money. I'm doing a lot of work in the community. December camp is coming up, so I had to put that out. We got a camping trip also coming up. Giami got a camping trip, 5/29 to 5/31. This month, in a month, we're going to the woods. And I'm going to try to broadcast live from out there if at all possible. If not, I'm going to record some shit. Because, we have our annual camping trip, and it's a little bit early this year because Simba jumping off early. And we're trying to do a certain amount this year, because one of the things that we like to do is we don't just like to ask for fun so that we can do some future shit. Because I would love to buy a campground or some land where we can actually go out and start developing. But until we're able to do that, until I get enough people on the team where we're building this multimedia thing and you eventually see videos of Brother Hatem, even though I don't want to necessarily do videos, or we backing other people and we're able to produce some content that people are going to be willing to support. Until we get to that point, we're going to be doing small little fundraisers and little fun things. And one of the things that we try to do is help people escape the world that they are in so that they can see the real world. And that's going out into the woods and seeing what life is really like when you ain't really waking up by alarm clock and dew is coming down on you in the early morning and the fog is out and the sun is setting and grasshoppers jump in your shoes. You're sitting by a fire that's being tended by young warriors as you sleep in a tent that's being put up by young people where they actually get out and build the village. It's a beautiful thing. And we got one coming up at the end of May 29th to the 31st. So y'all need to come out and join us, you know what I'm saying? I think the fee is $25 for an individual and $60 for a family. I don't care how big your family is, you know what I'm saying? But if you come with about 10 kids, I'm restricting the amount of food that you get. Bring some food with you, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna have a good time. Come on out and meet some of the tribe, you know what I'm saying? Because we building, you know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people talking, but we out here building, you know what I'm saying? So Brother D is here, and of course I have to hit some shit about this Baltimore shit, but Brother D got some shit he wanna share with you.
Peace. And so I was listening to Brother Hatem, or AKA Master Ha. That's when we was back doing the Chosen.
Yeah, still chosen.
We still chosen.
Yeah, we still chosen. We married, but we chosen. Goddamn. At least sometime when you married, you chosen sometime. Other times you're unchosen and on the couch and shit.
Right. But while he was talking about the whole concept of Hotep, it kind of made me think about how I was listening to some music earlier by Kendrick Lamar, and he has a particular track on his new album, To Pimp a Butterfly, called How Much the Dollar Cost.
How do you pimp a butterfly, by the way? I want to pimp a butterfly. Is it possible? Go ahead.
Well, let's start out with the caterpillar. So, I mean, it's got something to do with this transformation. And for me, it sounds like the process that we go through personal development and self-mastery.
Oh, that's dope. So pimp them caterpillars first. You know what I'm saying? You don't start with the butterfly. You pimp the caterpillar first.
That's right. So you lay the foundation for the chrysalis to be built, so the metamorphosis can take place.
See, Brother D, we ain't no average motherfuckers. We some reading nerd type motherfuckers that really get into what we do. Y'all really don't understand the force that I be unleashing on this show. This is years and years of study, years and years of sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because the African openness is the tree of life.
Those who are not willing to sacrifice
will not be fulfilled. Hey, shit. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so the lyrics to the song go like this. How much does $1 really cost? The question is detrimental, paralyzing my thoughts. Parasites in my stomach keep me with a good feeling, y'all. Gotta see how I'm chilling once I park this luxury car, hopping out feeling as big as Matumbo. 20 on pump 6, Dirty Marsalis used to call me Jumbo. 20 years ago, can't forget. Now I can lend the ear or two how to stack these residuals. Tenfold, the liberal concept of what mental do. 20 on 6, I guess he didn't hear me. Indigenous African only spoke Zulu. My American tongue was slurry. Walked out of the gas station. A homeless man with a silly tan complexion asked me for 10 grand, stressing about dry land, deep water, powder blue skies, the crack open. A piece of crack that he wanted. I knew he was smoking. He begged and pleaded, asked me to feed him twice. I didn't believe it, told him beat it. Contributing money just for his pipe, I couldn't see it. He said, my son, temptation is one thing that I've defeated. Listen to me. I want a single bill from you. Nothing less, nothing more. I told him I ain't having it and closed my door. Tell me how much $1 costs. It's more to feed your mind, water, sun, and love. To the one you love, all you need, the air you breathe. He's staring at me in disbelief. My temper is building. He's staring at me. I grabbed my key. He's staring at me. I started my car and tried to leave, and something told me to keep it in park until I could see a reason why he was mad at a stranger like I was, supposed to save him. Like I was the reason he's homeless and asking me for a favor. He's staring at me. His eyes follow me with no laser. He's staring at me. I noticed that the stare is contagious. Now I'm staring back at him, feeling some type of disrespect. If I could throw a bat at him, I'd be aiming at his neck. I never understood someone begging for goods, asking for handouts, taking it if they could. And this particular person just had it down pat, staring at me for the longest until he finally asked, have you ever opened to Exodus 14? A humble man is all we ever need. Now tell me how much $1 costs. It's more to feed your mind, water, sun, and love. The one you love, all you need, the air you breathe. Guilt tripping and feeling resentment. I never met a transient that demanded attention. That they got me frustrated, indecisive, and power tripping. Sour emotions got me looking at the universe differently. I should distance myself. I should keep the relentless. My selfishness is what got me here. Who the fuck am I kidding? So I'm gonna tell you like I told the last one, crumbs and pennies. All of mine, I need all of mine, and I recognize this type of panhandling all the time. I got better judgment. I know when niggas hustle. Keep in mind, when I was struggling, I did compromise. Now I comprehend. I smell grandpa's old medicine leaking from your skin, moonshine and gin. Nigga, you babbling your words. Ain't flattering. I'm imagining Denzel be looking at O'Neal. Because now I'm sad. Now I'm in sad thrill. The gimmick is mediocre. The jig is up. I seen you from a mile away, losing focus. And I'm insensitive and I lack empathy. You looked at me and said, your potential is bittersweet. I looked at him and said, every nickel is mine to keep. You looked at me and said, know the truth, it will set you free. You're looking at the Messiah, the Son of Jehovah, the higher power. The choir that spoke the word, the Holy Spirit, the nerve of Nazareth. And I'll tell you just how much $1 costs. The price of having a spot in heaven. Embrace your loss. I am God.
Well, break it down for them. You know they ain't get that shit. Break it down. Break it down for them. We here to break shit down.
So when we're talking about this whole concept of Hotep, it's to being an actual way of life and not just a word of peace. You know, being able to offer somebody a mat and bread. You know, a stranger coming, being welcomed into your home. So here you have a scenario of Kendrick talking about, you know, he's just grown up. You know, as far as in this paper, he got a luxury car, pulls into the gas station. You know, goes and pays for his gas, and he comes out and then asking for $1. And so, but he's looking at him, the fact that he's bummy and whatnot. And so he tells him no. And bewildered, the man just continues to stare at him. And instead of being able to just pull off and leave the situation, you know, Kendrick, you know, through this story of this poem, is saying that he's bewildered. He's enticed, he's intrigued about why this man is still looking at him and has him looking back, and now he's feeling angry and he's feeling guilt. And then ultimately the man said, basically, I'm the person that you've been looking for. So you know, so many people are looking for, you know, their higher power, they're looking for their source. The only way that we can experience God is through the interaction with other people.
That goes into what we call spirituality, right? The maintenance of your relationship, a relationship between you and your higher power. You know what I'm saying? Or the maintenance of relationships around you. That's true spirituality. Motherfucker that's just Bible thumping or Quran thumping or Bhagavad Gita thumping, that's not spirituality. Spirituality, you can see it in action in how you relate to others. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? And for some reason, we have fallen on that shit. We have left that behind. We think that it's about a personal relationship with God, not realizing that God manifests Himself in every individual in your life.
It's like when you telling you asking if it's okay for you to come home.
Oh yeah. He talking about a story that I had that I got a brother. Shouts out to La Placita out in New Mexico. For some reason, I had to go to New Mexico. I had a mission. I had to go to New Mexico. And one of my elders was sending me to New Mexico. And one of my brothers out there, Albino, I won't say his last name because he might not want to be on my show. Well, anyway, Elder Albino, those that know, because you know it's two of them. Elder Bino, I called him. I said, yo, I'm going to be in New Mexico. Can I come out there? And Bino asked me like this, and I was perplexed. I haven't been there in 2 years. I stayed there one time, and when we went to the Sundance, and I said, well, I'm gonna be in New Mexico. Can I stay? You know what I'm saying? Can I stay at your crib? And he was like, you asked me for permission to come home? And I want y'all to understand the deepness of the shit. You know what I'm saying? The deepness of the statement, the profoundness of the statement. Because I thought he was joking at first. I didn't know how to respond. So, in my silence, he asked me again, Brother Hatim, are you asking for permission to come home? And I almost start crying from the love that this brother who I have met through Simba Circle, you know what I'm saying, showed me. You know what I'm saying? That whole piece right there was spirituality. That was a spiritual, deep-ass moment for me because I had to evaluate my relationship. Because somebody called me from another city and I say some shit like that to them. That's you know what I'm saying? That lets you know that when I was dealing when I was dealing with Bino was on a whole nother level. And now I got to up my game. See, a lot of us, we get offended when motherfuckers force us to have to up our game. We get insulted. You know what I'm saying? We get upset. You know what I'm saying? We start showing what we call in the street bitch traits. You know what I'm saying? We get uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? But the piece is that when you are spiritually challenged, you got the raise. You know what I'm saying? That means the bar has been raised for you, and that was an initiation for me. Y'all don't understand. Listen, my ancestors. Man, my ancestors so damn deep, man. I'm just like, yo. I found a quote, and I can't find it right now. But
the other thing that came to mind when you first told me that story about Bino saying that, he said how much really we are a part of this earth. We have all of these breakdowns, break things down into nationalities and tribes and whatnot. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we are all citizens on this planet. And to be embraced by other people as a part of this earth, as our neighbor brother said, all my relations.
To all my relations. Now, I couldn't find the one I was looking for, so I'm gonna have to settle for this one, right? But this book is dope. African Openness to the Tree. Like, get this shit, because we need to do a study group on this shit right here. We can hook up on Google and do a whole study session just on the Proverbs in this book. But for a lot of you out there that's trying to find your way, I want you to listen to this shit. It says, the uncertain self cannot agree on its direction. It is weak in force. Say the knowledge.
One more time.
The uncentered self cannot agree on its direction. It is weak and poor. A lot of us in life, we don't know what direction we're going to go in because we're uncentered. We haven't settled down in ourselves. We're caught up in ideas. We're possessed by ideas that don't come from inside of us. We're caught up on ideas outside of ourselves. So we have to worry about how we look externally. I got to make sure I look professional. I got to make sure that I look good. I have to make sure that I drive good. I have to make sure that I eat good. We caught up on all these external shits, not realizing that the most powerful that we can be, the most professional that we can be, the wealthiest that we can be, is by us finding what our ancestors called the potent center, right? And when we find that center, right, we become powerful. But until we find that center, we are weak. So everything we do turns out weak. You know what I'm saying? When I found out that I could podcast, you know what I'm saying? Because I get up on this motherfucker and I could freestyle for hours. I haven't tried to do no super long show, but I have never ran out of content. I might have ran out of energy. You know what I'm saying? But I never run out of comment once I turn on this damn mic. You know why? Because I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. When I'm right here with you on this mic, I am centered. So come what may, you could text me some crazy shit and I bet you I could talk about that shit. I could talk about almost anything. And because I open myself up, and once I'm centered, I have this certain power that comes to me. It's sort of like fighting. And you know, because I relate a lot of things to fighting and sports and shit. It's sort of like fighting.
Well, for you scientific minds, it's like focusing the laser.
Exactly.
That continues on.
Whenever I got in a fight and I was centered and I knew why I was fighting and there was no questions about what the fuck was going on, I can't lose. I'm just that's just the way I am. You know what I'm saying? Once I set my mind to it, you know what I'm saying, I'm totally focused, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm totally focused. But those incidents where I was confused about what the fuck was going on and my heart wasn't in it and I wasn't centered, man, I almost got my ass knocked out. You see what I'm saying? See, because like you said, it's sort of like your life is like a light beam. Matter of fact, you a miniature sun, and your actions and your deeds are the lights that you shine upon the world. And because you have not found your center, you have not found the magnifying glass to concentrate your energy in that one thing. Listen to me. Once you become centered, once you find that potent center, dude, listen to me. You become like a laser beam. A laser beam. We waste a lot of our energy pursuing shit. We are uncentered, not sure. You see what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons I always talk about Preston at the beginning of the show. Things that I love. One of the things that I admired about this brother is that this brother was laser focused on his purpose. And I'm fucked up that other motherfuckers couldn't share in his laser focusedness and wanted to fuck with what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? This is why me and Brother D and me and Brother Taiwan and those brothers that I click up with when I go to Simba and those Native American brothers, they know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Those the Latino brothers and those individuals that I hooked up with, the reason that we are able to get in the room and click up is because we all are laser focused on our purpose. We have declared why we are here. We know why we are on this planet, and we can get along because warriors recognize warriors. You know what I'm saying? A soldier is a motherfucker that's unsure. We don't get into that shit in a second. But go ahead, dude. You better say something because you know how I am.
I know. And so, but one of the things that I guess that I've learned as I've been going along this warrior's path is that, you know, when those times when you find yourself becoming unfocused and scattered, it's that you may be humbled by, you know, your creator and your source. And I was thinking about a conversation I was having with this brother a couple of years ago. And he was talking about, you ever notice where all the handicap spots are? Mm-hmm. At the store?
Close to the door.
Close to the door.
Right.
And so the store represents your source. So sometimes you have to be humble and handicapped in a way so that the universe can put you close to your source until you build your strength back up and find out what your focus and your purpose is again. And once you're back on it, and so you're able to hop back up and get back to it.
That brings me to another one of the proverbs out there. African openness to the tree of life. I'm not paid for this. I'm not paid to advertise this book. You know what I'm saying? I do want to raise the money once we, and this is the bottom line. So one of you balling niggas might do it before me, but once Gianni raises the money, once I get my team laser focused, one of the first things we're gonna do is I want to buy the publishing right to this book. You know what I'm saying? It says prayer is washing. And in order to prayer, it also talks about prayer being humbleness. You know what I'm saying? Being able, bowing is washing. Just little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When you're able to humble yourself. See, because a lot of times when we get lost, see, because as a warrior, you're supposed to get lost. That's called a fucking quest. Quest is the root word of question. When you go on a quest, you are lost. And in that initiation, which a quest is, you learn and remember humbleness. Humbleness is a vital tool that you have to have, and we have to make sure our children, because you can't learn nothing if you're not humble, and the universe will beat you and beat you and beat you until you are able to become humble.
He said, well, the untested faith is worthless.
Dude, this shit, we dropping it tonight. I should have made this a paper listen. That's what, you know what I'm saying? Because this shit right here, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm dropping jewels, and now hold on, but you know, I'm gonna throw up another one of Mr. Deity's tracks.
Yeah, but I want to get into this Baltimore shit, especially about this mother that then smacked her son.
Oh, we definitely, we can hit that shit. Yeah. So here's yesterday and tomorrow. It's no rapping. It's a straight beat. So anybody that wants to get with Mr. Deity or Mansour Sankofa Hotep on Facebook, get with him. And you know he could make you a track if you're serious. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it ain't gonna be for free, but shit, you know, anything worth having is not free. You know what I'm saying? That's something else we gotta get out of.
Artists deserve to be paid for their work.
Goddamn right. All right, so here we go. You are now listening to Gianni Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Oh man, we back. Yo. Shouts out to Brother Mansour, just posted up on Facebook. I'm following my timeline. I'm trying to see if anybody's shooting anything out at us and stuff like that. Any questions, concerns, disagreements, or whatever, feel free to hit me up. On Twitter, I'm HotTim at twitter.com, or you get me at Giami Journey Radio. You get me at HotTim Giami on Facebook. Giami Journey on Google Plus, or just Google HotTim. You know what I'm saying? Just Google HotTim. I've been on Google so long. You know what I'm saying? I should be getting a royalty check from them. You know, maybe one day there'll be a sponsor of the show. But hey, you know, I don't do it for money. I do it for love. I would love to get money, but hey, shit, I'm gonna do. This keeps me sane because it reminds me. See, because this is what we got to do. See, because we got to be more constructive with our time sometimes. Well, not even sometimes. We got to be more constructive with our time so that we can surround ourselves with individuals so that when we having conversations, we're having conversations about shit that pertains to where we need to be going as individuals and as a group of people. All right? That's what a tribe is for. A tribe is not just to get together and talk about the bullshit out here in the world. At least if you talk about it, you know what I'm saying, be able to relate it to some shit in your life. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at the NBA and you talk about the NBA and you talk about a great performance in the NBA, pick out what that person did great and talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that you can remind yourself of what you need to be doing to be great. You know what I'm saying? Because greatness first starts in the mind. Wow. An idea. Remember when I talked about the idea? The idea starts in your mind. And we got a lot of negative shit coming at us. So you got to surround yourself with a crew of motherfuckers that not only think that y'all great as a group, but they also see you as great as an individual. And that's the type of friends that I have. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to surround myself with. Whenever I run into motherfuckers that's trying to pull me down, you know what I'm saying? Or always depressed, or always sad and grief-stricken and shit, I run from them motherfuckers like the plague because that shit is contagious.
Word, because the other thing that you need to do too is make sure that you surround yourself with people that are going to help to protect your focus. Because the one drawback from focus energy is that you can't see what else is going on around you. So having those other people that are able to keep an eye out for you, vice versa.
And women, this is another important point for you. Because you keep your men focused, because what you got to realize, we do everything we do for you. If you want to change the community, start raising the bar on what you expect from the men that are in your life.
Ooh, now check this out. Because the thing is, the woman is either going to speak to the fool or the king in you. And saying whichever she talks to, is what she gonna get.
Is what she gonna get. So you got to keep us focused. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about getting pussy, but hey, I take that too. But the piece is, you need to keep me focused. You need to keep the man in your life focused, because when you do that, what you do is you change the whole dynamic. See, because look, this whole system is designed to keep us confused. That's why I love Fela's song, Confusion Break Bone. Because the song is deeper to me than just, you know what I'm saying? Because it is so true. Because when you are able to because in warfare, in sports, in business, when you are able to confuse your competition, you win every time. The reason the black community is where it is right now is because we're fucking confused. Men don't know whether they want to be women. Women don't know whether they want to be men. Kids don't know whether they're kids or adults. We don't know what we need to use the education for. We don't know what we're supposed to do with our money. We don't know what we're supposed to do with our political thing. We don't know what to do with our sex. We don't know what to do with our time. And because we confuse, everybody takes advantage of it. That's why a motherfucker from another country come all the way over here, open up a store in our community, and we will fund them motherfuckers and their kids college.
That's because they are fundamentally clear on why they are doing what they're doing.
That's called focus. They're focused. You know what I'm saying? Get focused, man. Focus, man. Let's get focused. We lack focus. You know why that shit happened in Baltimore, bringing it back around to Baltimore? Because black folks are confused. We're confused about our relationship to the police. The bottom line is that them motherfuckers work for us. And if a police department is able to staff you with a bunch of sick motherfuckers that look like you or don't look like you,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, that are not responsible to the people that's paying them, whose fault is that? Confusion break bones, or in this case, confusion break spines.
This is the crazy thing too. As I was doing a social studies lesson as I was subbing in a particular classroom, and what we had the kids reading is the way that the government of the Roman Empire kept the masses at bay and satiated was the Colosseum. They gave them entertainment, and so they were poor, they didn't have enough food, but as long as there was stuff going on in the Colosseum, they had the gladiators fighting and whatnot, and they were able to come and view that. They didn't worry about anything else.
So you keep them confused, you keep them hungry. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but part of that is confusion. You know what I'm saying? You look at Africa right now. Africa is confused. You know what I'm saying? You look at the enemies of America. That is the ones that are clear on their shit. They go into war. They understand that this shit is just a fucking illusion, and they're trying to bring their illusion into the world. So let's not get it twisted and think that if Asians become dominant, they're gonna treat us any different, because the whole object is to keep your enemies or potential enemies confused. As Don Corleone say, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. And how do you keep your enemy? You don't bring an enemy in and keep him close to you by letting the motherfucker know he your enemy. No, you confuse that motherfucker. That's how you keep him close, by being able to confuse him, by being able to send in spies and send him false information to keep him confused. You know what I'm saying? That whole Baltimore shit, confusion, total confusion. Now I'm gonna say this, because now there's a buzzword that's going around on the internet right now that's really bothering me right now, right? Is this whole white supremacy shit. Listen to me. White supremacy is nothing but a misdiagnosis on a psychosis that is based in one group's inferiority, based on one group's fear. You know what I'm saying? Because they have tools of destructions, not instructions, tools of destructions, they are able to enforce their fear inflict their fear on others. And you know what comes with fear? You know who the cousin of fear, that they hanging buddies and they hang tight. You know what the cousin of fear is? It's confusion. You bring fear into a situation, confusion comes with it. You know what I'm saying? They always going hand in hand. You know, I'm gonna do a story about that shit. But let's get into this Baltimore riot shit. Go ahead. You had something you want to say?
The thing that, and I still haven't seen the video. I've just heard people talk about this mother smacking her 17-year-old son around.
Oh, he's 17 now. See, yeah. That's how stories go. He's 16. Right. Yeah. We can look that shit up, but 16, it don't matter. 17. Right.
But still, he's a warrior age. He's like the young man that we've been working with for years.
Right.
And so it so happens that we have news cameras out there that catch her.
Just so happens, huh? Go ahead.
Smacking him in front of. So basically, smacking him in front of the nation.
Right.
So now you have a young man with a warrior spirit. Maybe his energy wasn't focused the way that it necessarily needed to be, but he had enough unction within himself to be out there trying to do something. But yet, you have his mother, a black woman, smacking him down.
And exposing his identity, because the piece that I want to stress on that piece is, by exposing his identity, she exposed him to prosecution.
Right.
not just persecution, but prosecution in front of the nation. So not only did he get his ass whooped, he may be serving time, y'all. Y'all heard it here first on Gianni Journey. Let me blow that shit up for you.
I mean, you think about, you ever get your ass whooped at school in front of your friends by a parent?
Nah, I was one of those motherfuckers that was focused in school. Shit, I was still coming up in paddle, and they ain't even called the parents. They got wind of me getting ass whooped. I got 3 paddles, and I was straight all the way through college. Go ahead.
Yes, but thinking about the embarrassment of that in front of all your people. They said, so you still dealing with that. They said, but do you dare raise up again for fear of being humiliated?
Now, and this is what's crazy. Black folks want freedom, but we want everybody to fight for freedom but ours. Right? So now this boy, although that might not have been the stage, this boy was out there doing something. He was part of it. Now you might not agree with how he do it, and I'm not here to place judgment on what he was doing. But if the generation that the mama came from had been handling the business, they wouldn't have had to been out there like that in the first place. Second, I'm gonna say this. Now I'm going to mythic. I'm going mythic on your ass.
Before you get to that too, the other thought that comes to mind too, though, is I'm wondering what's going through the young man's mind. And so because now that your mama smacked you in the face, when he comes to be with the woman that he's going to be with, and she rises up to smack him, is it going to be domestic violence where he attacks her, or he just going to shut completely down?
That's excellent. That's an excellent question. And I just happen to have a little boy on the line. I'm just fucking with y'all. But hey, but let's go. Let's look at this shit from a historical perspective. Now, y'all know, I'm the storyteller too. So a story that relates to this whole situation is, because I tell y'all black women, I like to call those that are acting it, I like to call you Aset. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that all black women are queens, and I don't believe that we all came from kings and queens, because that's some bullshit that was taught to us, and we teach it to our kids, but we have to be honest about it. If all of us was kings and queens, who took out the fucking trash? Who built the pyramids? Who built Ghana? Who went to war for Ghana? Who built Shanghai? You know what I'm saying? All that shit took multiple individuals. You know what I'm saying? There's one king at a motherfucking time, and that king is basically the head, the representative of the people. Now you know what I'm saying? So now you had master masons, you had master builders, carpenters, you had master husbands that worked with the animals, you had people that brought in the crops, you had people that dug for the gold, you had individuals that built the houses that people lived in, you had people that baked the bread, you had people that drew water, you had other merchants and shit in our cultures. So for us to just boost up the king shit is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
But even within that, there was a level of excellence that each one of those positions would handle with.
That's why I said master. You know what I'm saying? That master. You know what I'm saying? Because if you was a shoemaker, you strove to be the best. You see what I'm saying? Because you had other competitions. Other motherfuckers trying to eat. You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the pieces that leave our community. We become jack of all trades and master of none. You know what I'm saying? In the black community, we jack of all trades and master of none. We haven't mastered. We choose not to master anything. We allow our children for the most formidable years of their life. We allow them to be put in an institution that teaches them that they need to have multiple talents, rather than getting them, finding what their focus and their expertise and their love is, and directing them in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Of course they need the general basic things, but after you determine what that child's special skills are, you need to get that motherfucker involved in that, or that fatherfucker, or however you want that child, excuse my language, involved in that. You see what I'm saying? That takes a special type of individual to look at that and be like, boom, all right, cool. This is what we need to do. So here we go. So here's the myth. So, of course, those that's been following me, I've been on this Asar set kick for a couple of weeks now, because on YouTube people was talking about it, and that's one of my favorite tales. So I'm gonna, I like to break it down because the shit applies to the day. Now, if we go back in the past, black women, I told you that our civilization was built on the back. built on the lap of a single black mother, which was Aset, because her husband, Asar, was murdered by her evil brother, who just happened to be a dude with white skin, red hair, and freckles. I'm going to let that sink in. He was described as white. Asar was the lord of the perfect black. All right? You know what I'm saying? So now, let me say this. So now, Aset took Heru and hid in a swamp or the ghetto, and she raised her son up under the principles of royalty that she was reared, that she was born with. And she raised this young prince to go and stand up against the man, his uncle, that murdered his father. Right? So Heru was out throwing rocks at Set's troops with the other people that was rebelling, because when Set came into power, Set oppressed all the people. You know what I'm saying? And put people down and decided that everybody needed to be educated in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? To praise him and to fear him and to just go directly with his rules. Sound familiar? Do it sound familiar to you? Now I want y'all to listen closely to this, because I'm going somewhere. So now, Heru come of age, and he goes to war with Set. He goes to war with Set. I mean, they got battle after battle after battle. And Set's whole piece was, this is a bastard that I'm battling with. That was the crux of his argument. I want you to understand this. How can this bastard child claim the throne of Kemet? He's a bastard. He was born after Asar was born. This motherfucker is not my nephew, and he does not deserve the throne. So he did everything in his power to defame this child, defame this young man. And Heru went to war. Heru lost the eye, but in losing his eye, he pulled the balls off of this motherfucker. I mean, they was fighting, you know what I'm saying? They were supreme warriors, and they going into battle. So one battle took place, and I don't remember where it was, you know. I'm not really that up on it, but listen closely. Listen closely, ladies. They were battling, and Aset decided to intercede in the battle. She came out, and she magically engulfed both these motherfuckers in chains. And Heru looked up from the chains and said, Mother, it is me, your son Heru. You have sent me here to get vengeance for the death of my father, and that's what I'm doing. And Aset, listening to the reasoning of her son, released him. And he was ready to kill Set, but then Set begged. He said, Sister, I am your senior brother, and I love you with all my heart. Please release me. And she released him, and Set got away before Heru was able to deliver the death blow. Now, what did Heru do in that? Heru got angry with his mother after she saw what he had done and chopped her fucking head off. They won't teach you that one. Now, that's how she got the symbol of the cow, because Tahuti, with his wisdom, and his magic power, replaced her head with the head of a cow. You know, that's some symbolic shit. I won't go into that. But the point that I'm trying to make is that as Heru was doing what his mother raised him to do, because a lot of these kids, whether they know it or not, they are being raised in oppressive environments, in swamps like Heru was. And when the battle comes, a mother interferes. Now, I'm not saying that the boy should have chopped his mother's head off, but that's what she put herself at risk when you have the flames of battle brewing around in your stomach. Mamas, who else gonna fight the battle but the young men? Right? There has never been a freedom struggle on this planet that was not fueled by young people.
Well, without a doubt. Because you think about this too. I mean, and so even looking back at, you know, the plantations and slavery, and seeing how they said the women that wanted to save their sons didn't want them to raise up against, you know, massa, if you will, and say, but he gonna kill me regardless. So why not go out?
Why not go out with a bang? You know what I'm saying? Why not go out with pistols blasting? I'm gonna say this too. I'm not saying that the boy should have knocked her out or chopped her head off, but I'm saying this. What if he did? Would she still be the mother of the year? You know what I'm saying? And would y'all be on the internet dogging that boy? Because as far as I'm concerned, she was out of place. You know what I'm saying? She was out of place. You know what I'm saying? First off, she exposed his identity. That's why he had the fucking mask on. You know what I'm saying? So now she put him in danger, because y'all heard about the one young man who turned himself in because his family asked him to turn himself in for busting the car window. They gave him a bond of $500,000, and for those motherfuckers that don't for those that don't understand, that's $50,000 in cash that you got to come out to get them. He's not coming out. Where's his family gonna get that 50 G's from? You know what I'm saying? Where they gonna get the 500,000? Do they have 500,000 in assets that they could put up to get their son out? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but just thinking about the climate of Baltimore already. It said there's a stat out there. It says between the ages of 17 and 35, that almost between 80 and 85% of black males in Baltimore have at least 2 felonies on their record.
85%, huh? Well, they just could add another one. Now it's 86% because he about to get a felony. You know what I'm saying? He's about to be either in jail or under the supervision of the state. That's one thing for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, y'all can celebrate her if you want. Y'all can say, I understand what she did. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, if we are going to move to the next level, these young people are going to get involved. They're going to have to. You know what I'm saying? Now, they could have went about it a different way. I'm not here to place judgment on what the fuck was going on in Baltimore because I'm not in Baltimore. I didn't know Freddie Gray. You know what I'm saying? But I do know that some shit that was unjust happened. You know what I'm saying? And there needs to be a response to injustice, because when you don't respond to injustice, you just encourage the motherfuckers that's doing the injustice to continue. And a lot of times they don't listen to peace. They don't listen to you when you coming at them calmly and speaking with them. They don't listen to you until you could slam the hammer down. And like I said, black community, if we want to stop the abuse with police officers in our community, if we want to stop the thugging and bullshit that's going on in our community, black men. Now this is where the black men come in, because we are the protectors. When a motherfucker do some shit like that, or a motherfucker do a drive-by, or a motherfucker is selling dope, what we need to do as a black community is that we need to handle them motherfuckers. We need to handle them motherfuckers. Why? Because they are jeopardizing our families. They are disrespecting our territory. And you can't be a nation, a community, or a family without territory. And they're making it impossible for you to develop an economic life. So them motherfuckers got to go. And that's the real. You know what I'm saying? If we want to really start pointing out coons, we want to really start pointing out Sambos, because Uncle Tom is an incorrect term. We need to start pointing the fingers at a lot of these motherfuckers that's our friends that's out here doing bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, we need to start fingering some of these cops that's running through our hoods, abusing our kids, because the Freddie Gray thing is the minor shit. What about the motherfuckers that's driving down the street and just abusing our motherfucking children?
Because that's the real terrorism right there. And that's what has crippled so much of our community, is the fear. And so they're paralyzed by it. They say, if I speak up, I speak out, if I step up and I do something, there's going to be repercussions. And so there's going to be consequences of your actions, whether they're good or bad. So
but there's a way to handle that.
Right, but I'm saying, as warriors, and we stepping up and we talking about protecting, and so we operating in fear. Fear and faith can't operate
together. And that means some of us is going to die and some of us is going to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, y'all send me cigarettes in jail, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Because
there's a difference between losing your life foolishly and giving it, laying it down, putting it on the line for something, dying for something.
Dying for something that's real. Dying for something that's serious. You know what I'm saying? Because this is and this is one of the things that really stop us, because
and
we don't.
Death is not the same for us.
Right. You know what I'm saying, Gianni? We have a symbol, and because when it comes to death for us, it's totally different. See, we got to change our mind state about a lot of shit. A lot of y'all motherfuckers say that y'all believe in heaven. A lot of y'all motherfuckers say that y'all believe in paradise. Y'all believe in this shit in this afterlife, right? So I'm concerned that a motherfucker that tell me that they believe in heaven but operates in this life in a fearful manner, how the fuck can you believe in a paradise? How can you believe that you're going to a better place if you have prepared yourself? I don't understand it. In Giame, we don't die. You know what I'm saying? In Giame, we just transform. We the phoenix. You understand what I'm saying about it? Now, but let me say this. One of the issues in the black community is this, because there is no black community. I'm one that says that there is no black community. Like, for example, I go out here and do some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a police officer harassing my kids and shit like that, and I go out and do some shit, and I serve some time. I'm not able to come out. My daughters will be turned out. If I ever come out, my son will be all fucked up, because you know why? Because motherfuckers won't rally for motherfuckers that stand up for them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all put my face on a t-shirt, in 2 weeks I'll be forgotten. And I'll be doing 30 years and be forgotten. And when I come out, motherfuckers won't even know who the fuck I am or why I'm in jail. You see what I'm saying? We have to start developing the mechanisms that motherfuckers will be willing to put their life on the line for. You know, if you do, and that's how you tell, there's no black communities, because we are not willing to put our lives up, because we know that when we go, everything that we have built, everything that we have worked for will go with us. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no loyalty, there's no honor, there's no sacrifice amongst these niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why I have limited friends. You know what I'm saying? I got very few motherfuckers that I could go and say I need. Matter of fact, I heard this story the other day. It's a book that I was listening to Sully Breaks, and Sully Breaks bigged up this book called The Lost Scripts of Ghana or Accra, or some shit like that. Lost Scripts of Accra. And the story was told about an Arab in the story. Well, not an Arab, a Muslim. They called him Bedouin. And the Bedouin's friend came and very humbly asked his friend, a true friend, I need help. Can you loan me a certain amount of whatever their currency was? And the friend didn't have it, so he gathered what he had, and he told his wife that his friend needed the money, and his wife, and I want you to listen to this, and his wife helped him raise the money, even though they went in debt, to help their friend, and gave him the money. And when his friend left, the man started crying. I want y'all to listen to this. I mean, it's heart to just listen to this. And when the man left, after he received the money from his friend, the friend that loaned the money started crying. And his wife came up and said, "Husband, why are you crying?" She said, "Are you crying because you don't think we're going to be able to pay back the loan? Or are you crying that you don't think that your friend is going to be faithful and bring you the money back?" He says, "No, I'm crying." Hold on. "I'm crying because I didn't know that my friend was in such a bad situation. How can I call myself a friend if I don't know what's going on with my friend and his family?" We don't have that. We had that shit, people. I said I need you to rise up because it's from you. Because I want you to listen to the key. The key piece in that story for me is not the man getting the money. The key piece on that is not the man going out and selling shit. The key piece was that his woman supported him in his effort to help his friend. We got so many of you caught up in trying to get this fake ass hair. You got trying to get this higher standard of living, trying to move up out the hood, that you so concerned about that shit that you don't realize that your wealth is in the home that you build. You don't realize that shit. Your wealth is in your man that you support. Your man, your wealth is in the focus that you have, because when we work together as partners, we build great shit. We build civilizations. It has been proven time and time again. You know what I'm saying? You had the Mali Empire. That shit falls. Another empire called Ghana rises. That shit falls. Songhai rises and that shit falls. Kemet rises and that shit falls. In South Africa, it rose and that shit fell. We got to understand that what we're going through is a natural cycle. It's a natural cycle and it's our time. But we can't rise. We can't rise any higher than a woman, because if I am a man and I'm on the battlefield and somebody take me out, I have to be assured that my children will be brought up in a certain way that I left behind me. I have to be assured that my community will be in support of the family if it is in need. See, that a community is nothing but a group of families working together. That's all that shit is. But we don't even have the families. We don't. I mean, fuck the community. Is there a black family? You know what I'm saying? Is there a black family that's focused on family, or is it black groups of motherfuckers that get together to fuck, have kids, to raise those kids so that they could be slaves for the system that we slaves in right now? So I'm sorry.
Because the thought is that I've heard it said, you know, that marriage is a business. So my question would be, you know, to those who are married out there, what business are you in? What is it that you are producing? What is the focus of the business? Because if the business doesn't have a plan, it's going to fail.
And we don't talk about that shit because, you know, we ain't supposed to talk about that. You know, I tell my daughters, especially young ones, because the older ones, I got them when they was almost grown. They was doing their shit already. I'm gonna teach my daughters, the youngest ones, how to interview a prospective mate. You know what I'm saying? So you can make sure you're not gonna be a notch on his belt. You're gonna be a jewel in his crown. A man cannot wear a crown if he does not have his woman in his corner. Because woman, you are the throne upon which we sit. The throne of our kingdom is out here doing ratchet shit. The throne of our kingdom is in disarray. And y'all allow these sisters to go out here and do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying get up and dog them, but are you providing groups and opportunities for them to change? I mean, even in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is hungry for shit. As in the movie Malcolm X, as Elijah Muhammad said, dog, he told Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying, if you put two glasses of water side by side, you know what I'm saying, people will always go for the clean glass of water. I'm not saying the Nation of Islam is the only way, or, you know what I'm saying, but do we have those clean drinks of women out there? And if you out there, let me hear you and let your sisters hear you. You ain't got to get up and be super rebellious, because people don't necessarily listen to our words as much as they do our actions. You know what I'm saying? Because whether you know it or not, you're performing every day. Your life is
a book being read.
Is a book being read by all those people that you interact with. You know, this is Brother Hatim. You know, I done ran it and shit, and it's time for us to shut down the show. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have some comments, and I would love for you to share what I had. I would love for you to tell motherfuckers that this is some shit they need to catch. You know what I'm saying? I would love for y'all, because, and then I want to put this out there. Should I continue with Pissed Off Saturdays and get rid of Freestyle Fridays? Or you know what I'm saying? You know, because I'm noticing there's a lot of shows that, in a sense, I'm competing with. I ain't really no competition. I'm just a small little podcast, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm going to continue in the way I'm doing it. Every now and then do a Pissed Off Saturdays when I can't do those Fridays. You know what I'm saying? You're always welcome to be on my show. I challenge those people. As a matter of fact, let me play that first. Let me do this to let you know. You are now listening to Giami Journey Radio. This is a Heart of a Symbol production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Support the journey. We need your feedback as well as your input. If you have an MP3 that you would like to send in to be broadcast over one of the shows, feel free to send it to Hatim, HA2TIM at GiamiJourney.com. This is Brother Hatim, and I'm about to go on out of here and sit down and talk with my brother. You know, somebody else pop up, that's cool too. But, you know, I like to thank those that took the time to listen to this podcast. Make sure that you share it. And my challenge is, for some of you that have views and shit, I got a whole bunch of different shows. For those of you that have views that you want to say and you don't want to necessarily text it to me, 'cause I will read them if you text them to me. If you instant message me or whatever, I'm going to get to that shit. But if you have some comments that you want me to post on here, send them to me in an MP3 or even a waveform. Record it on. You got a recording device in your pocket. It's recording everything you do any motherfucking way. So you might as well record some of your thoughts on it and send it so that I can post that shit up. Because you know those of you that talk about you gangsters and you doing illegal shit or you doing revolutionary shit. If you got a cell phone in the meeting, understand that Mr. Charlie is there with you. All right, now you know what I'm saying? Use those things use them as liberation tools. Those are your rifles. You know what I'm saying? Keep them clean. You know what I'm saying? Keep them ready. Those cameras out and shit like that. And you can post up comments and I will upload them and play them. If you have stories that you want me to break down, folk tales, myths, legends, you know what I'm saying? Even some comic books, because I could even relate some of the comic books and some of the movies to what we're going through right now. That ain't nothing for me. That's what I do. I digest that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it don't make no difference. You know, just make sure there ain't no corny ass movie, because if you ask it and you request it, I'm gonna have to watch it. Make sure there ain't no corny shit. Alright? But even if it's corny shit, to satisfy my listeners, I will go get that shit. I will watch it. I will try to stay awake as long as I can. I will give you my analysis of it by the end of the movie. So, you know, this brother Tim, you want to say something before we get out of here, brother D?
Keep working. Find your purpose. Make it happen.
With that, this is G-Army Journey. You know. Peace. This